Welcome back to the Lemmings Reunion level solving commentary video series, and today we are going to be starting the third rank, which is HurtMePlenty. So we are on HurtMePlenty 1, Path of Ankh. Okay, I remember this level being a difficult one. Yeah, it was certainly a difficult level to start off the rank. Like, it's not very hard or anything, but it's still challenging, let's say. So, first let me out, I sent him out as a climber to the right. So, pretty much the important realization here is just realizing that with only 3 builders, you will certainly not get across. Yeah, this wide gap. And so, yeah, the path to take is to simply go over the top here. Alrighty, when the climber reaches here, we're going to go ahead and build a staircase to the left here. Okay, at this time I send out another climber, and then when the climber gets to here, we mine. The second climber will use another staircase here. Okay, and this comes at a time, yeah, basically the climbers were timed in such a way so that the second climber will be able to use this miner tunnel. Yeah, after he is broken through. Yeah, in the meantime, the first climber goes on here and mines out the crowd, while the second climber will use the last builder staircase here, so that we can get up here. And then here, we'll bash through all the way to the top over here. So, just going to use some time skipping here. So yes, this fortunately works out because, yeah, everyone else has turned back to the right, but the climbers are the ones that go together. So the basher has broken through enough of the wall so that the other climber does not turn around. And these climbers are now sufficiently close to one another. So here, I have the second climber start digging here, while the other climber would just simply turn back to the right, and who will be mining over here so that the crowd can keep going to the left and walk towards the exit. Okay, now we have more than enough time for this climber to finish forging the rest of the path. So once he gets low enough, then we will cancel him with a blocker. And then finally, all that's left to do is to bash through to the exit, and that's it. And then, as I explained, he will mine the crowd out. Yep, so by this time, the basher is already finished. So now no one is in danger, and no one will be able to walk into the trap when they turn back to the right. Because they'll simply keep going to the left. Yeah, certainly a very nice level. Yeah, and it was certainly very satisfying to figure out. And I love these kinds of levels where it was the good kind of difficult. Yeah, very difficult level to figure out, but at the same time, very, very satisfying once you do figure out the puzzle. HurtMePlenty 2, Casualty Count. Okay, and this is certainly much harder on Lemmini, yeah, due to the fact that the bombers are timed. Here in Neo Lemmings, it's a lot easier with untimed bombers. So, here we have 4 entrances on the right side, while there's an entrance over here on the left side. Yeah, 6 lemmings will come out at this entrance, and with the second to last lemming, we will mine so that the last lemming will turn around to the left, and then prepare the staircases to the exit. In the meantime, 4 lemmings have gone over the top. And then here I have the very first one bomb near the ground, releasing this crowd. And then the first lemming to get into the bomber hole here would need to bash. And then second bomber will bomb this crowd so that they consolidate with the crowd here. So yes, he starts his builder staircases. And then another one here. Alright, and then we bomb down here. Yeah, so as to allow the lemmings who are still falling from the top to have a place where they can land on and not splat before falling the rest of the way down here. Alright, ready? And now all that's left to do is to use our final builders to get to the exit. In the meantime, the miner and the basher will stop eventually. Okay, the miner actually ended up stopping the basher, but the miner's going to keep on going and will hit the steel and stop. Alrighty, but this is more than enough time for the worker to finish his work. Alrighty, and now the path is clear. Now everyone can walk to the exit. Okay, and we even finished with 16 seconds to spare. Alright, the next one, HurtMePlenty 3. And here comes the Lemming train. So this is another level that kind of plays out very, very differently as compared to the Lemmini version. In the Lemmini version, I believe you are allowed a couple of losses, but here it's here you have to save everyone. And I believe this comes after a couple of updates needed to be made, and there wasn't really any way for Ichigo to like completely enforce the intended solution here. So therefore, he just simply adapted the solution, the intended solution. Alright, first lemming here will dig, and then with the second lemming that's in the digger tunnel, or rather the first one that gets into the digger tunnel. No. Yeah, but yes, it is the first one that gets into the digger tunnel. Yeah, then I start building to the left. So this essentially allows everyone to go back out to the left. And then I also max out the release rate. So 2 lemmings walk on ahead. One of them will dig down here to delay the crowd even more, while one goes on ahead to the left and prepares the rest of the path. So he floats down, builds over this gap, of course. Okay, dig down here. And I believe this will also dig out the left part of the wall as well. Yeah, from where I placed the digger. Yes. So pixel precise, but it can be done. Alrighty, build over the master trap. Okay, and then all I do left now is to dig, and then simply bash out to the left, and that's it. Okay, so here we are just simply left with a climber, but was deemed acceptable. Alright, the next one, HurtMePlenty 4, the sports bar. This one I remember was a difficult one. I was stuck here for a while until I realized the trick that was needed here. And again, it was the good kind of difficult, where it was very, very satisfying to figure out. Alrighty, at the start, I max out the release rate. Okay, last lemming in the crowd will bash. And then he will build over the gap, of course. And then in the meantime, all the crowd that has turned back to the left, the last lemming will become a climber. Yeah, basically, he'll become an athlete. And there's a really good reason for doing so. In the meantime, the crowd has gone on to the right, and we can bash through this before anyone turns around and walks in and falls into the water. Okay, there we go. Now I gave him the floater. Alrighty, first lemming going back to the left will make a builder staircase, which will catch the athlete that's coming. Alrighty, once he lands, then he can build up to the right. Yeah, so this is the main trick here. Yeah, and this one can be a difficult one to use and see. And Ichigo mentions learning this trick from a level in Mobilems, and yes, I know exactly which level he's talking about. It was a level in the heinous rank, the final rank of the pack, and that level also had me stuck for a while. Yeah, it took me a really, really long time to see this here, where you have to build in such a way so that you catch one of the last lemmings going in the opposite direction in order to isolate your worker lemming. And this trick right here, I simply refer to this as the Dolly Dimple trick, because Dolly Dimple trick is the name of the second level of Crazy in Oh No More Lemmings, where the intended solution appears to be that you build a staircase over the area where there's the floating platform, so that when you dig through the starting platform, yeah, you will only have lemmings falling out to one side, instead of spilling out to both sides. So it's more or less the same trick used here as well. Certainly a very nice one, I might say. Alrighty, he goes on ahead to patch up this gap. And then, now at this time I go ahead and place a blocker, which is used to turn the crowd back to the right. So up until then, yeah, the most common use of a blocker is to hold back the crowd. But here, the blocker is used to keep the crowd going forward to the right, yeah, towards the exit. Okay, that's one of the many ways to send the crowd in the direction of the exit. Another common way is to use another builder to hit the wall on the other side so that they all turn to the right. But here you can't really do that since you need your builders elsewhere. So therefore you need to use a blocker to do that. Alrighty, and then we dig down here with the athlete. Okay, the rest of the crowd will come, and they'll be able to follow through without splatting. Yeah, since they're still quite high up here, and the digger hasn't gone quite low yet. Okay, and then finally all that's left to do is use our remaining builders to build up to get to the exit, and that's it. Okay, and everyone else will be able to make it to the exit on time before the digger gets too low. Yeah, the digger will unfortunately be lost, but that's quite alright, since we are allowed to lose him, as well as this blocker over here. Okay, now we just nuke him. Okay, like I said, very, very nice level, but certainly a difficult one if you are not aware of that trick. HurtMePlenty 5. Don't get sucked. Alrighty, so here we have 3 entrances, and we also start off with a 99 release rate. Okay, second lemming down here, I block. So I pretty much use a pass-through blocker here. Okay, and then with one of the last few lemmings here, I start mining. Okay, and I essentially turn two lemmings back to the left. Okay, I block with the lemming right behind the first one. And yes, I also put a blocker here because essentially here you need to use the technique from the dark mining technique level from the previous rank, where you keep the miner going by using a blocker. Okay, in the meantime, he goes on ahead and builds over the gap here. So this takes 3 builders. Okay, and then our last miner we need to use here to get past the sucker trap, or rather underneath it. Okay, so you see here the miner has turned, and yes, in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and what did I do here? Oh yes, here I release this blocker, and then I also built to get up this miner tunnel. So essentially, I reverse the use of a miner. No, I'm sorry, not the miner. I reverse the use of a basher and a bomber. So instead of bombing this blocker here, I bashed him free, while this blocker I bomb. Yeah, here it doesn't really matter though. Instead, you can also do it the other way. You can also bomb this blocker instead, and then simply bash underneath to release this blocker. Does not matter. Yeah, there's still multiple variations on the solutions here. Okay, and finally all that's left to do is to bomb underneath the trap trigger, this sucker trap, and that's it. Yeah, the other alternatives here are to simply start mining to the right, and then with one of the last lemmings in this pit that was in here, bash to the left. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think this would even save a blocker too. Yeah, or alternatively, yeah, I could also adapt my solution by simply having the second to last lemming be a blocker to turn the last lemming up here to the left to patch up the gaps and do the rest of the work. So again, there are multiple variations. Yeah, you simply take your pick here. Yeah, because pretty much here the main trick is just using a blocker to turn the miner. And I think as long as that's there, then that's fine with Itcho. Alright, the next one. HurtMePlenty 6. Winter Soldiers. Okay, this is a level that had to be adapted in Neo Lemmings, since the Lemmini solution does not work here. Yeah, and this is all owing to the way that the mechanics worked. So in Lemmini, well, I'll explain it once we get to that part. Alright, the first one goes on ahead and becomes a floater. Next one will block up here. Alrighty, and then he becomes a climber. He becomes a climber. So essentially the difference here is this. In Lemmini, it was possible to build at the very edge, and then in the process, the builder will leave a step right behind him, which allows the lemmings from above to land down on it and be able to land down here safely while splatting. Here in Neo Lemmings, however, even if you build at the edge, a builder's step will not be left. So therefore, this is an example of a level where the Lemmini solution does not work. So instead of being able to save everyone like you do in the Lemmini version, we unfortunately will have to lose one here. So instead, we have to mine so that he goes into the steel and turns around, and then we build this platform for the crowd up here. Yeah, this is not splat height once they fall off the builder staircase. Alrighty, I guess I bombed him at the very end. Okay, so we dig down here so that there's a ledge on the right so that the climber cannot go out to the right. But at the same time, it also makes a climber-friendly wall to the left so that he's able to go out to the left later. Yes, so from the looks of it, it appears that I just simply bomb at the very end. Alrighty, and then we get to here. He will simply bash so that everyone can get to the exit. Oh yes, so right near when the basher is almost done, yeah, then I bomb the blocker. Yeah, releasing the crowd. And that's it. Very, very nice level here. And I certainly remember this one being a difficult one. But once again, the good kind of difficult, where it's very, very satisfying to figure out. Alrighty, HurtMePlenty 7, Night Stalkers. This one can also be difficult, but really it's just I think the only hard part is just simply the beginning here. Alright, with the second lemming, we start digging down. And in the process, everyone will walk out to the right, except for 2 lemmings, who will be trapped in the digger pit. Alright, so in the during the whole ordeal, we have 1 lemming falling out to the right. No, I'm sorry, 2 lemmings that fall out facing to the right, while 1 lemming falls out facing to the left. So here, yeah, give a floater to the one going to the left. Yeah, bomb the first lemming close to reaching the ground, so that it makes this bomber hole to allow the one facing the left to bash. And then, of course, the one going to the right, the other one going to the right will get a floater. Yeah, he will go on to the right to prepare the staircases over this gap. In the meantime, the other lemmings go over the top. And then with the last lemming, we're going to go ahead and dig down in the middle of the pipe here. Okay, this will take 3 builders. Alrighty, and then at this time I also bash the one-way wall to release this crowd. Yeah, and then once the digger's low enough, I bomb him. And this breaks through both sides, allowing the lemmings to get through. Yeah, and at this time, the basher's still going. Yeah, this one cuts it pretty close. So we use our remaining 3 builders to build to the exit, and that's it. Not too close. Yeah, there was still some leeway here. Alrighty, so now everyone's walking out to the left now. Yeah, and here we managed to finish with 28 seconds to spare. Alrighty, HurtMePlenty 8, Redeeming of the Dead Lemmings. Okay, and as can be seen here, this is just simply a repeat of Cascade, just with the 100% solution enforced, because we need to save everyone here. And that's pretty much is expected from the based off the level title anyway. So all those 4 lemmings that went splat in the original version, yeah, now you have to save them. So hence we are redeeming them. So nope, yeah, this is not the version where we're gonna have 68 of them splat. Well, 12 of them survive. Well, 12? Either 10 or 12, something like that. Anyway, with the second lemming, I go ahead and build into the staircase to turn him around. We will proceed to patch up this gap here. Okay, and then also send out 2 lemmings to go on ahead to the right, while blocking with the third one. Okay, then we get floaters, of course. Yeah, this will take 2 builders to patch up. Okay, use a builder with the one that's behind to turn around, who will prepare a platform for the crowd here, while the other one goes on ahead to build, bash on through, and then build over this tiny gap. Okay, and then with this builder, he should be over where the blocker will land once we free him. Yeah, and then at this time, I go ahead and free the blocker with a miner. Yeah, everyone is able to land on the builder staircase now. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and use our last builder to turn the floater around, and that's it. So here, it's not so much the load that's difficult, but rather it's the extremely tight time limit. Yeah, and especially Lemmini, it was very problematic because the clock is faster on Lemmini, and also you're not allowed to have like a different number of seconds, yeah, other than 0, 0. Instead, you have to have full whole number of minutes, which means in the Lemmini version there are only 2 minutes total. Yeah, while here there was a little bit of leeway, and we get 2 minutes or 10 seconds. Yeah, Neo Lemmings allows different number of seconds, not just whole number of seconds, 0, 0. Alrighty, so here we managed to finish with 19 seconds. So pretty much, the only time you would win out of time is just simply by releasing the blocker too late. HurtMePlenty 9, the Warrior Halls. Okay, I remember this one being difficult as well, but this one was very, very satisfying to figure out, and hence this is one of my favorites of the rank. This is just one of my absolute favorites. Alright, so here we have, I believe, 3 entrances. Yes, 3 entrances. One on the very far right, and then one about in the middle here, and then one on the very far left. And we also have 4 lemmings here. Alrighty. First lemming, and the only lemming that's out from this entrance, he's going to go ahead and patch up this gap here. And then same thing here. First lemming going out to the right from this entrance, he's going to patch up this gap. Yeah, and then the second lemming for this entrance will, well, actually, no. It should be the first one, I believe. Yes, it'll be the first lemming. Yeah, out from this entrance, who will go on and rescue this lemming that's trapped over here. While the second lemming will go on and... Oh no! I was wrong! No. Now I'm not sure which one it is, but we'll see in a second. Alrighty. So, here we need to build and then bash. So this is the main trick here. Yeah, using a builder and then bashing so that it leaves a hole, yeah, at the bottom. And this hole is very important, as we will soon see. Alrighty. So yes, it happens to be the very first lemming out from this entrance. Although here it doesn't really matter which one. Yeah, I could just as well use the second one to do it as well. Alrighty. So this lemming is going to go on ahead and bash through. Go over this gap. And in the meantime, the other lemming from this entrance will go ahead and bash to the right. And essentially, the purpose of this hole at the bottom here is to stop this basher from going into the flamethrower. And I remember being very, very amazed at this trick here. I was so amused by it. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is definitely one of my favorite levels of the pack. Yeah, it's just very, very awesome. And I remember feeling extremely, extremely satisfied when I figured this out. Yeah, but up until then, yeah, I kept wondering, okay, yeah, we definitely had to bash to the right, but how do we stop him from going into the flamethrower? And the answer was this. So I felt very, very satisfied when I figured this out, you know, on my own. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and build to get over here. We'll take the rest of our builders. So, yes, so you see here, the basher is almost done, and he has now reached the hole that the basher has made. Yeah, that was going to the right from over here. So you see, it stops the basher. So therefore, he doesn't walk into the flamethrower. Okay, and then upon reaching this wall, we're gonna go ahead and bash to the left. In the process, he releases this lemming. Yeah, and then the basher is going to keep on going, but he's going to stop due to the one-way wall here. And that's it. Again, one of my absolute favorites of the pack. Yeah, because this trick is just very awesome. It's certainly the first level I've seen that is definitely required. At least in the custom Lemmings level pack, when it comes to custom Lemmings level packs. Alrighty, and then the final level, HurtMePlenty 10. Did everyone turn left? Okay, and I believe this is just simply a repeat of a level found in the Genesis port. Yeah, which I have played, by the way. I believe I played both the Genesis port on an emulator, and I've also played... Actually, no. I think I've only played it on an emulator. I have not yet played the full Genesis pack on either Neo Lemmings or some other engine. Okay, this one can be difficult, but it's only it only involves a couple of lemmings at the very end. Alrighty, first one will block, and then everyone will turn to the left. Yeah, hence the title, at least for the time being. Alrighty, and then with the final lemming for the crowd, we're gonna go ahead and mine the blocker free. Okay, he gets a flower because this is actually spot height. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I believe it's fatal by just a single pixel. Yeah, either a pixel or two, but it is fatal. Yeah, so therefore he needs a flower to land on safely. And then also with the last lemming for the crowd that is going to the left, yeah, he needs to dig down so that these two can climb up to the exit later. Okay, this in the meantime is not spot height as he has reduced the height of the fall here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and mine here so that he hits the steel and turns back to the left. Yeah, the miner tunnel is deep enough here so that the other lemming just turns around. Okay, and then finally all that's left to do is to give these 3 lemmings climbers, and that's it. Okay, and the blocker is there just to ease the precision a bit, yeah, when it comes to digging over here. Yeah, in the case where you didn't dig exactly so that the digger stops, you can just simply use a blocker to cancel out the digger. Alrighty, and we managed to finish with 8 seconds to spare there. Alrighty, so that was the first 10 levels of the HurtMePlenty rank. So next time we will continue with 10 more levels of the HurtMePlenty rank. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Lemmings Reunion level solving commentary video series, and I'll see you all for the next one.